Hello everyone, it's Thomas Curry of the North East Wrestling Podcast, and today my guests are Assassin and Lucas Marvel, but I can't do an introduction as good as Lucas Marvel, so can you do it for me, please?
Give it a go. It's been a long time since we've done this one, but... Right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, introducing to you the best tag team in the Northeast, the Brothers of Seduction. He is the Christopher Lovin'. He's a big fan of pudding. He'll put a bun in your oven. The hairy truckin', the gruffalo looking, the bad mother. Shh.
I'm not allowed to do it. Oh,
No?
Good. No, okay.
No. The Love Albatross, ass in. And I am the King of Quim, the King of Schlong Style, the Master of the Dick Punch, the Prince of Mischief, Lucas Flex Luger Marvel!
Like it. That's good stuff.
Excellent.
Do you remember it?
No, man, yeah.
There's no script or anything?
That went
Or
well. Yeah,
no
just
script
let everyone know there's nothing written down there. That was...
wasn't a script.
You will learn your lines.
That was completely on the fly.
It's just ingrained.
How did you come up with that introduction?
Originally, I think it was kind of my thing that I was trying to do. I was working heel, and I didn't really have much I hadn't really thought of what I wanted to be doing as a heel, and so it was kind of like piece by piece, and it was kind of like the early stages of what I do now. But it was like a lot of the cockiness and a lot of the kind of the motor mouth, but with nothing to back it up, so to speak. And so I just thought, what would a guy who's like that do to kind of, get that across more, because there's only so much you can do in a ring to do that. So I thought, well, if I make that part of my entrance, it's a unique entrance to myself. I know other guys have done talking as to come down, like the Outlaws and Enzo and Kaz now, but it was just something I thought no one in the Northeast's doing it. No one's kind of bigging it up, and I just kind of started thinking of the most ridiculous things I could think of. So the first one, I think I called myself. It was the Armani wearing, oh so daring. Then I'd go on, and I'd call myself the Maestro of Milan and the Prince of Paris, and just try and list as many fashion places as possible. Oh. And then kind of started, I was tagging for a long time with a guy called MJH who's retired, and we did Generation Vane. So I kind of rewrote it to include him in it. And then obviously when MarvelAss started, at first we didn't really do it, did we? It was kind of, we just came out and did stuff, and then I thought, oh, you know what, I'll bring that in as well. And it just kind of rolled on from there, and it was just trying to think of we're the way we act and stuff is kind of lovable rogues is what we always kind of put ourselves out across. So I just kind of tried to think of a way to kind of get the audience involved with it, because obviously when he stops me swearing, that's that always gets a little bit of a hey. The adults like it because they know what I'm going to say, and the kids just kind of they're just listening anyway, and they just think it's funny that I'm getting the mic snatched out my hand type of thing. So it just kind of evolved naturally, and I've just kind of kept trying to build up on it, but it's something that kind of has fallen to the wayside a bit, hasn't it? And maybe we need to dust it off again.
Yeah, you'll notice it's been on a few minutes and I've barely said a word. There's a reason why we always say he does the talking, I do the fighting. It's kind of true.
Sorry.
So, how long has you actually been tagging for, together?
I think it's 2014,
Is it? It probably is.
I think it's about 3 years now. So I'm sure the first time we tagged was at Full Tilt, and it was you got brought in to do the final match with me, because the way it worked out was Full Tilt had a tag tournament, and then the idea was that MJH, my partner, was going to get injured throughout the tournament, but Sass steps in and we win the belts, but then I turned on him and we did a heel storyline with me doing the whole you're a dinosaur holding young up and coming talent like me down. So we kind of became the champs. Yeah, a dagger in your heart. So we kind of did that, and then it just kind of eventually we were toying with we were doing the feud, and it was kind of working, but the kind of we started speaking a lot more online and just generally hanging around a lot more, and we just kind of thought we're missing a trick here because
gelled.
Yeah, I just thought we're being stupid keeping us apart because there's more value in us as a team.
Yeah, there was just shit loads of chemistry, so. It just worked because so you put some guys together that on paper it looks fabulous. It looks like money, but then you see it in ring and the product's just not there because they just don't work. The chemistry's wrong to work with each other, but there's some guys that just put them together and it's just magic. Paulie C and Robbie Ryder, when they work as a team, it's lovely stuff. Me and Sweet Jimmy Blade. Yeah. Back in the day before Crisps, we were fabulous without sounding too arrogant. I mean, it's mostly Blade, but you know.
Blade was bloody good. We've got a new Blade now, though.
Young Flanners.
If you're listening to this, Jimmy, I'm sorry, you've been replaced. We've got a new Jimmy Blade. Young Paddy Flanagan looks exactly like him.
Just bear in mind that's Luke saying that, Blade, not me.
Yeah, sorry, Blade.
Would you consider you two as close friends?
Very much so.
Yeah, like
I'd say as well.
Yeah, like
absolutely.
Like,
there was an incident some time ago where there was something of a kangaroo court called during when CRW was in operation, and there was 2 people from the whole roster that were not jumping on the let's just shun Brian from our life.
And about a year after those 2 guys, I got in touch.
It was Marv and the aforementioned MGH. They were the 2 lads who went, we'll wait and see what's actually happening rather than just decide. And, you know, I think it was from then we sort of just spoke more. And
plus, like, my bookings were dwindling, so, like, chucking me wagging onto Bri was a good way of getting, like...
Guess with no shirt tail, son!
Hey. Needs must.
That's the devil drive.
I've got flights to pay for, you know.
Yeah, he has saved Portugal single-handedly.
Yeah, the economy's so thanks to it. I love
I think there's a bronze statue in the town square.
Platinum, mate.
All paid for.
It's going to be bronze, but then I'm booked up for another 2 weeks.
All paid for by good self.
Are you happy with like what you've accomplished so far as a team?
I think we have done pretty well. I mean, it's nothing groundbreaking. It's nothing that we're going to like waving for people's faces and going, look what we did. But I mean, the fact is that we're a consistent tag team. We're an established tag team, and anyone that puts our product on the shows, they know what they're getting. Yeah. It's not a gamble. Mm-hmm. Like it might not work. It's just that you know what we do, and I find it really hard to talk about myself because I feel like I'm being arrogant, but I'm not meaning to sound arrogant. But it's we do what we do, and I think we do pretty well. So it's I am proud of what we've done. Tag team
definitely. I mean, I've always said that like tag team wrestling's my like favourite thing. Like I prefer doing tag team wrestling. Like so you get like a booking and like you're working singles, and I'm always just like and like especially more so when Sass is on like the same show, and I'm like, all right, we've got you 2 guys doing singles, and then like we just look at each other and we're just like, why? Like, you've got us both, so just like just put us together because like it's gonna be better. Like I feel like I'm better with Bri because it works better. Like the type of thing that I'd like to portray works better having like a fall guy to like play off and someone to bounce off. And definitely. A lot of the time, like you might get someone that like you're going to be wrestling and they're like, and like you're not on the same wavelength in terms of like I'm very character heavy. Like a lot of my stuff is visual comedy or like quick remarks. Like I'm quite happy to say I'm not the most proficient and gifted wrestler. But I do like to think I'm a very good entertainer, and that's something that I kind of get told a lot. Like, look, Marv, you're not the best, and you never will be, but you've got that.
The flattery.
Yeah, I know. But you've got that entertaining quality about you. So that's something that I kind of like.
I'm the same with the comedy. Like, there's a lot of guys that want to be remembered as like, I did the most badass move, or I did the flippiest high flying move, and they want to be remembered as like, oh, this guy was like, he's so legit, or he's so indie, or whatever. My first thought is always, what's going to get a really good laugh? Even if it's me looking like an absolute tit. Aye. If it's going to get a good reaction, and it's going to stick in someone's mind and go, oh, I remember seeing him, it was a good laugh. Aye. That's I don't want to be remembered as, you know, oh, he was like, you know,
a fat bloke.
I'll always be remembered as a fat bloke, mate.
Yeah.
Fat hairy black. Hairy black. Pop your teeth back in.
I do the talkie.
I do the fighting.
Yeah.
I just like, I don't need to be remembered as a legitimate badass. It's just, as long as I suppose as long as you remember in some capacity.
Especially like if you go into towards a legitimate badass thing. I think the thing for me would be like if I tried to pull off a legitimate badass, like all it would take would be for someone to come up and like crack us. I'd probably cry and go home. So the illusion is shattered.
Where did you both do your like initial training?
Initially, mine was way back. Oh God, here it is where I expose how decrepit I am. It was back when I used to live in a windmill and I used to walk down a small.
You couldn't afford a windmill.
I used to work in it. Didn't own it. I was back in Blythe of all places. It's crazy how I got started because it was like I was an unemployed fella. You're not surprised to hear because I look like homeless. But it was a kid. I do smell like one. Yeah.
We've just wrestled.
We've just wrestled. Yeah,
he doesn't always. Well, he kind of always smells a bit, but.
Headbanders.
Headband. Sorry.
Good pair of lads from Scotland. Solid blokes.
Yeah, from
watch out for them in the future.
Yeah, look out.
Top lads as well.
Yeah, very good guys.
Used Belinda Carlisle to come out and it's amazing. Yes, sorry. Back in the day, which was a Wednesday, it was in Blythe. I was an unemployed fella, so I used to have to go to one of those. Oh, come and sit here with other unemployed types. There's about 10 teeth in the whole room, 20 people, and you got to do. This is your job search, so to prove you're not just sitting on the couch watching Trisha. Another reference. It's
Trisha, man.
Oh, was it back in the day? So going through the Chronicle, someone had advertised in the job page for wrestlers / martial artists.
Really?
For what was the wording? For an American wrestling style extravaganza. And my sister had seen it and she said, and I mean since I'd first seen Bret Hart on Wrestling Challenge before I went to school one day, I was just like, oh, I'd love to do that. But I thought, just a little bloke lives in Blythe, never going to happen. But I thought, there's a chance to go along and see what it's about, doesn't hurt. And the wife goes, it'll count towards your job search. So put a CV, I sent a CV to this geezer, and then I turned up, keen as mustard, and that's it. Long story short, 18 years on, my skeleton's about 15 years older than it should be because of the abuse, but that's...
Do you know
it was with Peter Wilson. He's a kickboxer. He was a legitimate badass. But he wasn't so hot on the pro stuff because he was new to that anyway, but he taught us how to hit the floor without just smashing it into a million pieces and legitimate holds. So,
which you've now forgotten every one of them.
Yeah.
He taught me everything I forgot.
Behold, the ravages of age. But yeah, he taught us like legit holds. But a guy did come in. I can't remember his surname. It was Derek. I can't remember his surname. I'm so sorry. But he came in and taught us some pro stuff. And from then, but he wasn't a wrestler, so he was a stuntman. Yeah. So essentially, it was like sort of stage fighting sort of choreography, rather than actual wrestling. Yeah. So, in summation, for the question you asked us about 4 minutes ago,
this is why he doesn't do the talking. No point.
No one really taught us pro wrestling. It was sort of observation, studying it, like a little sad case who had no chance of getting a girlfriend. And just applying it. Yeah. Shut my mouth. It's not my fault. I'm horrid, hideous, and cave dwelling.
Ridiculously photogenic. This is one of my biggest bugbears about myself and Sass. That right, face to face in real life, we're both quite easy on the eye. I think it's safe to say that without sounding too big-headed. There's a lot of people
definitely a different audience, though.
Yeah, massively different audiences. Put us beside each other and take a picture, and he looks like Brad Pitt, and I look like Zordon. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, it's as if someone as if every filter ever invented in the world just puts itself on an iPhone and just superimposes itself over his face, and then just basically kicks me.
But then you look at your bank balance and go, it's good to have land.
Poor man.
Shut up, man.
So where was
Yeah, I'll
You've
not,
got Mov. Have you trained?
oh wow, I'll not be as long-winded as Bri because so basically I went to my wife's next door neighbour's 50th birthday party, and there was a picture of their son in like the display cabinet, one of those China cabinets you have, and he had his top off and had some like Ultimate Warrior style tassels, and I was like looking at it and I was like, what? That's a bit of a weird like family photo. Like, just stand there with his tits. So I kind of said to Jenny, I was like, who's that? And she's like, oh, it's their son, Andy Smith, who went by The Saint and then later Paragon.
Oh my god. Forgot about that.
And so I was like, all right. So I was chatting to him and I was like, so you wrestle? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, the guy over there, actually, my mate Ken Clark, runs a company called CRW, and I'll have him a few beers deep by this point. So I was like, I love wrestling, mate. I was like, can I come? And they're like, yeah, of course you can, yeah. And I'll pick you up like, for 2 days' time, right? We'll come and get you. So I was like thinking, oh, class, I'm going to be a wrestler. I'm mint. And then 2 days later, they turned up and were like, come on in. And I was like, oh, all right, is this happening? So I kind of like went along to like in a little unit down by like the Metro Radio Arena. And obviously you walk in and you're like, oh my god, what is this? And it's like a little ring, and then there's like loads of weird stuff like scattered all over, like posters and like a little office that Ken had. And I walked in and then there's this guy standing on the top rope, like big jacked up guy, like so muscly. I was like, whoa. I was like, maybe his wrestling's not for me because, whoo, he's a big man. Sure he is. And so he jumps up and he does like an inverted 630 or something ridiculous, and then just landed on the crash mat, jumped out the ring and just walked past Ken and just went, hey. And I was like, what the? Turns out, unbeknownst to me at the time, Ken got a magazine like Power Slam, and he was like, oh look, this is the Power Slam top 500 that they did, and he got it to like number 200 and something. He was like, that's him, and it was Pac. So the first time, like Adrian Neville now, so the first time I walked into any wrestling situation whatsoever, I see Pac doing an inverted 630 off the turnbuckle. He has me thinking he's one of the trainees, and I just thought, this
it's not for you.
This isn't for me. And then I just went from there. So I trained there.
Two lovely lads as well, Ken and Andy.
Yeah, really nice guys. A lot of time for them.
I got asked when I put the post up, asked for questions.
Somebody actually asked her a question.
There's a few,
Maybe mum. She's finally on Facebook.
So I'm going to add her. Slip into those DMs.
Mrs. Sasson.
Somebody asked what was the story between the rivalry between IWF and WZW.
Oh God, it was very long-winded. Is what it was. It essentially boiled down to somebody did something they shouldn't on a show. He got suspended because back then the companies were essentially ran as clubs. It wasn't just like a sort of host body to run a show. It was like actual club. People went along weekly, paid the subs, trained 2-3 times a week. But yeah, he did something that he had been asked. Well, it wasn't cleared, and he did it. As a result, he had a suspension. Out of that was born the other company, and then it was just ridiculous. It was petty territorial rivalry where nobody really had rightful claim to a territory.
Yeah, everyone pissing on a different lamppost.
Basically,
I'm just saying that I don't even know. I wasn't even around at the time. I'm just gonna. I just wanted to say pissing on lamppost because it makes me laugh. Think of all these wrestlers walking around and know if he's pissing on lamppost. Never mind.
I suppose it's a little bit of a shame for some of the lads because they could have bettered themselves had they had the opportunity without feeling like they were betraying someone to go between companies.
Yeah,
it's funny though because I mean, like, moving on from that one, like when I first started, obviously I was CRW and I knew nothing about British wrestling. I didn't know there was a scene. I didn't know what companies were what. I didn't, like, you know, I was even to like a big degree ignorant of world sport. Like, I knew it happened, but I didn't know who the guys were and I didn't know the history of it, and that's something that I've taken the time to kind of educate myself about.
Yeah.
And like even just knowing the companies around all of Britain now, and like knowing who the guys are and who works where and who's doing what type of thing, and like it's just something that I find interesting, like I find fascinating. And there's like plenty of ways like you can do that. Like Greg Lambert's written 2 books now. cheap plug. All about British wrestling, and he's got such a great insight because he was around all the boom periods.
Getting commission.
I hope so. So you can find out about stuff like that. But when I first started, obviously it was CRW, and the only other company I knew was IWF. And even when I first started in CRW, it was the old, CRW and IWF, and it was like, and like the first two guys from IWF that I met through CRW were Jimmy Blade and Assassin, and they were on one of the CRW shows, and at the time I was like, just brand new, I was like doing the announcing for it, because I kind of said, would you mind announcing? Sorry, segue really quickly. So I'm doing the announcing, like they kind of just asked me on the day, like, an hour before the show started, Marv, would you mind announcing? Like, you're not shy, with a microphone in your hand type of thing. And I was just like, well, yeah, I mean, like, if I can do it like the old paper jobby, so I can have a read of like people's names. So I'm panicking because like, I had like Martin Kirby, Pac, all the guys that I trained with and didn't want to get their names wrong. And then Jimmy Blade and Assassin, the Instruments of Destruction. And I had it down, I had hailing from wherever the hell they want, being accompanied by someone. And I was like, Assassin and Johnny Blade. And I just went, oh. So Jimmy came out and just got in my face. And like, obviously I hadn't met him, so as far as I was aware, he was hot, like ready to like, got straight up in my face, started like snarling at my face, like, my name is Jimmy, how dare you get it wrong, do you have no respect, blah. And obviously he's just doing it for like, because he's bitten on it like a good heel now. And I'm like, and like, he just got in my face, and like, and do you know when like, you get nervous to the point where you're like, I need to do something, but the first thing you do is I'm going to laugh, but that'll make it worse if it's legit, because if I laugh in his face, he's going to kill me. So like, my lips started going, and I was like trying to hold it, and then he just stuck the lips on me, and then wandered off. And then like later on, I went backstage, and he came up and he's like, oh, sorry about sticking the lips on you, mate, but you were about the corpse. And like, he said, if you would have laughed, I would have laughed, and it would have just ruined the entire. And I was just like, and that was like because I had, again, that was my first ever show, and I had no kind of inkling of what happens, like about like, you know, like how you like the decorum, like I knew to shake people's hands, that's all I knew, but I didn't know anything about like the respect thing. I knew that, well, I'm just respectful in general of everyone regardless of wrestling. But like I didn't know like how much of a boo-boo that was that I'd done, and like I thought, my god, like I've got someone's name wrong, like I'm gonna be like hung, drawn and quartered, you'll never work in this town again, Jono.
Ostracized.
Yeah, so but yeah, even then there was like rumblings of like a rivalry, but it was just like, it just didn't even exist. Like all the IWF guys and all the CRW guys would like see each other loads and just all chat, and like there was loads of crossing over of talent. I mean, more so later on from CRW, that very much was Jimmy and Bry at first, but then there's likes of like Max Heaton, Brett Eagle and Kat soon have started coming across, and then I was like, IWF was my second ever company to work for, so they brought me in. And I just kind of came in and just used to get beaten up really, and just like, but like it was still like they didn't have to use me, but someone had put in a good. I'm still not sure who it was. In fact, to be fair, I think it was TY. I wrestled him at Wrestle Gateshead, which was very much a show where you just went and you just practiced type of thing. It was like a practice show almost, like they charged like 50 pence a ticket, and it was for friends and family to come and watch, but it gave you a bit of show time and a time to develop. So I wrestled him like in my first ever match. And at the time, I was always kind of like, I'd always played face, like just because of the way I was built, like being a smaller guy. They were like, oh, you're a face, you're small, you're a face. And I never liked it. I was like, yeah, but I don't high fly. Like I'm tall, I'm like 6'1". I'm not like a little tiny sympathetic flippy around face. I'm like I'm a beanpole. And so like they were like, oh, you heel? And I was like, oh, I've never been a heel. And then like my music hit, I walked out, and it was just like boom. And I just like, it was very much what I do now. And I kind of lost that for a while, but the first time I was like, bah, and it just went so well. So I'm presuming it was TUI that kind of paved the way. About the rivalries.
Between WZW and IWF.
Chimpanzee, right now the segue, chimpanzee.
It's 3 days ago the question was asked. I can't remember what it was.
Who or what has been your biggest influence since you started?
In what way do you mean?
Like someone you've modelled something off, or someone you've took a bit of advice from and it's carried you through, or...
okay. I'm going to give the generic answer that I think everyone my age is going to give you, but I love Shawn Michaels. He's amazing. Also though, massively love Billy Gunn. He retweeted me one day and it was amazing. I also really like Dusty and Jerry Lawler. Jerry Lawler for me is like, as much as I love Shawn Michaels, Jerry Lawler's just my favourite of all time. Like that guy just gets it. Like everything he does, it's just like, like the way he used to be able to get heat. It was unbelievable how much heat he could generate by just doing the bare basics. And he's got the best punches in the business ever.
Same best.
So who's best?
Please.
Yeah. So then, but on a more local scene, obviously, Bry's someone that, like, obviously I've always gone to for advice. He's always given it. Stallion is someone that I've kind of developed a really good friendship with just through wrestling, and would probably never would have crossed paths before that. He's always given me really great advice. And there's loads of people that give you advice that, like, honestly, I'd go on and on and on. But like the likes of Cabby, he's always willing to listen to me. I'll bounce ideas off him, and he's just great because he's so brutally honest, and he'll just say that's going to work, that's not going to work. And he's genuinely just a nice guy as well.
My influence wise for me, like from like actual workers and stuff, I'm a sports entertainment guy.
Save sports entertainment.
It's it's guys with it's not just with a good gimmick, but they can actually work as well. People like Kane, Taker. That's just brilliant. The fact that they can keep it going and not let it get stale. Keep changing it, just tweak it a little bit, and just keep it going. But it's just, I'm very invested in characters. Rather than just a guy in black trunks. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It worked awesomely for Austin, but he had a character with it. It's just when it's like generic, it's like, here comes like Brad, wrestler, and he's wearing just trunks, and he just wrestles, says out. That's it. That's bores me to tears.
I think a really good example of how important it is to evolve with it as well is, we'll use someone as an example. He's a good friend of ours, so I'm sure you'll not be bothering him. We've always sung his praises, but Jason Prime, when he first started, and he'll say it, was like, he laughs about it now. When he first started, he was literally Goldberg. He had the gloves, the little black trunks, and like what you'd watch one of his early matches, and he's just doing a Goldberg match, and then all of a sudden he just went, and he just became the primate. And it was
from that he went to like some Scotsman thing with a kilt.
Oh yeah, he did that for a while. He had like a kilt for a while.
But it was sort of like there still wasn't really a gimmick there. Yeah. And then that, like you say, once he found himself,
and now
it's the total package.
That kid is like untouchable. I think he's one of the best things that's come out of North East in years, and can't sing his praises highly enough. And he's
taken into it like a duck to water.
Yeah, and he's just a lovely guy. So massive.
It's where you get both. Yeah. Someone that's so good, but yet still so humble and so still willing to help everyone. Yeah. Because it's, as I'm sure anyone that's listening to this is obviously interested in wrestling, and they'll know how
bitchy,
backstabby, even politicking it can be.
So keep it up, Conky. We'll love you.
Right, man. It's so nice to have a nice guy getting what he's. Same with Kirby. Like when I don't often get a chance to speak to him, like I used to, because obviously that kid's. There's a rocket strapped on his back, he's on his way to the moon. But it was nice to actually see him and say to him, it's nice to see someone who deserves it, getting it. You know?
I think I was listening to like a podcast a while ago, and Martin Kirby got mentioned on it, and it might have been Whiplash that the podcast was about, and he was saying Martin Kirby gets called like underrated and overlooked, and he's like, but he said, you can only be called that for so long, because he's all of a sudden everyone's gone, hold on a minute, but he still gets called it, and I think it is still true, because I think he needs to be further than he is as well. I think he deserves to be further than he is, and he's just got everything as well. But like, it's funny like that people like will still say like, he's overlooked and
everyone's
underrated, but everybody loves him, and everybody knows that he can just do anything you want him to do.
So do you feel you've learned a lot from each other?
I think I've learned how to love.
Oh, my heart.
I mean, obviously I prefer you to be a bit fatter, but...
Yeah, sorry man. I'm trying. Basically stapling pizza to my thighs every night. This metabolism, man. If I could bottle it, I'd sell it.
I think it sounds obvious, but the talky side of things has come out more since we've been tagging we've been tagging.
Yeah.
Because I was more just a
silent assassin.
grunty groany, punchy kicky, suplexy slammy.
Aye.
Yeah. Like,
eat a pies and peas.
I think just for me, understanding like kind of getting reined in, because like sometimes I'll have like a million ideas, and I'm like, and like Bry's very good at just going, bring it in, mate. What are you trying to do? Like, what's the end goal? And I'm like, I want to be able to. And it's like, okay, so go back a few steps. How are you going to do? And like, so like, I'm just like just
essentially a condenser.
Yeah, but like
he's
just
likened me to a tumble dryer.
Yeah, but also like just obviously the amount of experience Bry's got.
With more hair.
Bry'll never kind of outwardly say things about himself in terms of wrestling, but he has wrestled like the likes of Sheamus and the likes of Christian, and they've all sang his praises. So for me to be able to learn from someone who's had the praises of guys that are in the WWE, for me to be able to learn off them is just amazing for me. Yeah. So I always feel like I learned something during a match with Bry. Even just watching the way he moves about the ring, like it's like a lot of people talk about no wasted movement, and like with Bry, there's none. Like there's no, everything he does is calculated in that ring. There's no kind of slam him, wander around, get him over here. I need to get him, but like everything's contained and it just looks so neat and tidy. Whereas I think one of my issues is that I can be a bit like everywhere, but I think that's just because I'm a bit scatty in general. Like I'm a bit everywhere.
Right. Dan Fitch has asked.
Oh, we ready for this one?
Serves invoice. I can't answer you, Dan. It's 12 inches on the slash.
All around.
Oh, God.
No, it's not. It's very, very small.
15 stone pushing it though.
It's like hammering in a drawing pin with a dump truck.
Who do you love the most?
Orange soda. That's a generational joke as well.
Jose Malego?
Exactly.
Malego.
You don't even know what he's called.
Or Leighton Reese?
Oh, who'd I love? Oh. Well, it's.
I mean, I've got no beef with young Josie. So.
Did I say anything about the politicky world of wrestling?
I've done.
Leighton Reese, I cannot really have too much beef with him because he's always smashing the drink and smashing the birds.
And he'll smash us.
So, you know, that lad's got a lot on his plate. Whereas Rosie McDoodle-Doo, I would kill him with fire. Lots of fire.
Aye.
And if someone tried to put it out, I'd kill them with fire.
In fairness to Leighton Reese as well, I know he's getting a bit of stick for that promo, but 5,000 views, it's done its job. Yeah, I mean, you think how has anyone that's making fun of it had 5,000 people watch one of their matches on YouTube?
With fire.
With fire.
I'd kill him with lots of fire. and a hammer that's on fire.
I wouldn't. Just in case this happens, I don't want to be an accomplice to this. I have no issue with either of those gentlemen. I wish them nothing but the best.
Fire.
What would be your pet hate in wrestling?
What's my pet hate?
Yeah. Oh. You can't say Jose Malego.
It's good.
I know what it's going to be. It's going to be Frona.
Huh?
Frona left.
Oh, it's not.
Is it not?
No.
Do I know your pet hate?
You should. I whinge about it often enough. It's people that can't trying to do it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The untrained people on shorts.
Not even untrained. People that have tried it and can't. If you go for a driving test and you can't pass the driving test, they don't let you drive a car.
Yeah.
If you go to wrestling training and you can't wrestle, then don't get in the ring, because you're making it more difficult and more dangerous for guys that are in there actually doing it. I wouldn't let somebody cut my head just because they had a pair of scissors, but no formal training. I wouldn't let anyone perform an operation on me just because they had a scalpel. It's mental. Just because your mum or your auntie or, you know, the next door neighbour's uncle's dentist gave you a singlet and a pair of boots, doesn't mean you got to use them.
I don't have a singlet, man.
I'm not finished, mate.
Sorry.
That's a bit of a
Okay.
bit of a hot topic, yeah. My main reason for it being my pet peeve is if you put on a show with 12 plebs in a venue, everyone, say it even gets a good draw, everyone there sees that show full of plebs, and it's absolutely rotten. Everyone there is going to tell everyone they know, I want to see wrestling there, and it was terrible. So when a company that's full of actual workers tries to run that venue, it's dead, and it's killing that off for everyone that's trying to make a living from it. And I've got a lot of friends that actually do it full time for a living, so it's taking food out of their mouths, and it's damaging their profession, and it's not fair.
Yeah.
So get trained people. Listen to Ricky Gervais on The Office. If it's in you, I'll find it. I say that because if it's not in you, I don't want to get sued.
I guess no, you've got that off your chest.
Oh, it's still there, mate. It's like bronchitis.
That's
Nobody got time for that. She was so funny, but also probably really ill. Mine's just like I'm very much be nice to people, like type of guy. Like absolutely. I'm always about like just you get back what you give, and for me, just being a nice person is like probably the one thing that you can do that costs you nothing.
Absolutely.
So why can't everyone that's in the rest? I mean, I understand some people are just dicks, and so not everyone can be a nice person because some people are just, as I mentioned, dicks. So you do get them, but I mean, I haven't been involved in a lot of other kind of like say like football, rugby. So I'm sure it's similar in a lot of like places that there's guys that are like dicks for no reason, but just be nice to everyone. If everyone was nice to everyone, and like offered like constructive criticism,
wouldn't that be so
and like didn't tear each other down and didn't do the old underhand tactics and all that crap, like just like talent will shine through, and when it does, I'll stop getting booked. But until then, just be nice to each other.
This is the problem though. That if everyone is nice, then all those people that can't do it won't be able to, and that's the problem.
So our pet hates completely are at odds with one another. I want everyone to be nice, and Brian wants everyone to burn.
No, I don't want everyone to burn. I just want people that can't wrestle to stop doing it. I want Jose to burn with fire, lots of fire.
Book main event: MarvelAss versus Jose in a partner of his choosing.
He can have his
an inferno match.
He can have his little dog as his second, so we can actually make it a tag.
I ain't bumping for no puppy, brother.
No pinfall jobs.
So, who?
Come on, let's keep it rolling.
Who are your favourite opponents to wrestle as a tag team?
Oh God!
As a tag team.
Didn't want to upset anybody.
New Nation, we've wrestled them once.
Yes.
Only once, and really enjoyed that. We wrestled them for Full Tilt.
Did you?
Yeah, it was about 2 years ago now. So, but really enjoyed the match. Well, I mean,
We use Fizz.
yeah. So I just got absolutely
Mauled.
absolutely pummeled.
Yeah.
But really enjoyed that. With Sons of Uyulaid, those guys are just an absolute pleasure to work. Both, they don't get used enough as far as I'm concerned. They should be getting used a lot more.
Yeah.
Both, a really great gimmick, something completely different, and people will be like, oh, it's like the Wyatts. Yeah, but the Wyatts are in America and these guys are in the Northeast, so use them, and at least they're trying. They've got something unique to them, so that's really good. Country Club.
Yeah.
They were always a pleasure to work.
And that is Ragnar and Davenport.
That's Ragnar and Dominic Davenport. That was pretty much our feud that decided.
Social Order, is that what they're called?
Yeah, Social Order. That was Oliver Barrett and
I think that's
Mr. Society.
Is that disbanded?
Yeah, I think it's.
I think it's disbanded now. Yeah.
I
enjoyed that.
Yeah, we've had 2 matches of those. Well, 2 matches of those guys.
The second one. It was brilliant.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, the second one was actually, as far as I was concerned, not as good as the first one. I think the second one were kind of. I think we had so much fun with the first one. We tried too much on the second one to like recapture it, and it just kind of didn't have that same feel to it. But learning wise,
didn't bury him off, but still a good match.
No, that's what I mean. It was still good. It was no one's fault. It just didn't live up to the expectations I had for it because I enjoyed the first one so much.
Yeah.
But in terms of like learning stuff, we managed to wrestle polo promotions once. So like Jackie Polo and Mark Coffey.
Yeah.
And that was just like sitting under the learning tree.
Yeah.
And they were just like really cool guys, like dead chatty. And then even afterwards, like Jackie was more than happy to stand and like chat like backstage for absolutely ages about like just little things, bits and pieces here and there. Just
She's really open to suggestions as well,
Yeah.
which is nice when you got guys that are at that level.
yeah, like they could have come in and said you're doing this, and this,
Yeah.
and
Could
Yeah.
totally
but they
shut-
didn't know
shut
like
us
what.
down, but
And
no, they didn't.
more recently, Weird and Wonderful, Fracture the Clown and Rabbit. We've had a
Yeah.
few battles with them at Shield, and they're always great
it's on,
fun.
it's on YouTube, have a look at it.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
MarvelAss versus Weird and Wonderful.
And Shield Pro Wrestling's YouTube.
Yeah.
Would you say the same? Anything else? Or
Naz and Jordan were
Yeah.
Naz and
Well, a little bit crazy.
Curtis Reed.
Curtis Reed, yeah.
Yeah, except until we beat them and
But
they
yeah,
decided.
I would agree. Like I said, I don't want to. If I have forgotten someone that was really good, I do apologise.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I am
Trying to
old.
think. No, I think that's everyone, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like we should have more people because I feel like
Those
we've been tagging
teams.
for so long. We just wrestle the same 5 teams forever. We're destined to do this.
Forever.
Are you a Harry Potter fan?
Right.
That's a random one.
No, I know. I expect
Oh,
that.
all right.
Because you
Right. So
expect a Patronum.
yeah.
Where did
Okay.
it come from?
Okay. So I mean, yeah, I've read the books. I quite like the books. I think they're very well written. I'm quite a literature geek, so yeah, I'm into like reading books a lot, and I'm into like.
He's one of them. It's
Yeah.
not as good as the book.
But no, I am very
not as
much,
good as the book.
very much one of
Have you
those.
read the book?
Yeah,
It's not as good as the book.
I'm like on par with the vegans. Like, have you read Harry Potter? I'm a vegan. Sorry to all the vegans out there. It's like not cool. But yeah, Expecto Patronum, and
apologise,
basically
what
what
are
it
you
is, it's like a combination of kicks which ends in an ensuguri,
Yeah.
and like it's like a kick to the gut which bends them over. Then I kick them back up so they're standing up straight, and then I'll give them a guri. And
Yeah.
I was just doing it as a bit of a combo, and I was just, it was all right, but I just thought there's nothing there. And then one day, as I kicked him, I just screamed Expecto Patronum as I was doing it, and like it just came out, and like it wasn't pre-planned or anything. I just kind of thought, I need to say something. Like I should get something, say something here just to make it.
and that just popped
And
in your head.
and like yeah, and Expecto Patronum was the first thing that came into my head, so I just bellowed it. And then after that, I thought, oh, that, like I got quite a good laugh. So I thought, oh, I'll play with that. And then the theatrics kind of got brought in of like giving them the good kick, shouting Expecto, kicking them up, pulling out the wand and doing the Patronum, and then jumping up and kicking them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it was just one of those very natural things, like the Flex Luger thing, that just came about very naturally because it wasn't something I ever kind of pursued myself. It was I was waiting for Full Tilt, and I was just being a dick and just flexing every time I hit a move. And like I was gonna say I'm a slight guy, so it was funny.
Yeah.
And then some guys in the crowd sort of chanting Lex Luger, and then one of them just went Flex Luger, and it just caught on, and I just ran with it, just picked it up and ran with it.
You know what it caught on like? Fire.
And like that you would.
Lots and lots of fire.
Yeah.
Favourite Star Wars film?
Favourite Star Wars film?
They're all crap.
You, mate. Might have to look for a new partner. Favourite one's probably still Empire.
Yeah.
Because it's obviously the meat of the original trilogy. And yeah, I didn't know it was a cock.
Meat.
It was, yeah, it is, yeah. It's the good bit, the middle of the book. So, see, it's not in the book.
Haven't read the books.
The
I
books.
would burn them. The books.
You burn them.
I'd burn them with
fire.
fire.
Last
Yeah,
question.
that was it. Fire.
Do you consider wrestling a sport or not?
Art.
Both. Sporting art.
Sport.
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 This is Sparta. Yeah, I think it's a very subjective question. For me, like I said, like I'm all about the theatrics of it, and I'm all about the showmanship. So I guess in that respect, I would be like, it's art. But I think anyone that tries to do it, that if you haven't got any sort of athleticism in your body, you're not going to be able to do it. And like, I mean, there's some guys that are just like genetic freaks. Like some of the stuff they can do, like the likes of Ricochet and Will Ospreay and like Pac. Like they literally defy gravity. Like there is no other word for it. There's not. There's whatever we've all got. They don't have that. That's pulling them back to earth. Like they've just gone. I don't need that.
Some sort of
So I think it's just a massive mixture of a lot of very different things. I think there's athleticism.
I think it's the arty side that's the big draw for me.
Yeah,
like you say,
because I'm not very good at the athletic side of it.
well, there is that, but that's not where I was going to go with it. But yeah, the whole a good gimmick, a good talker, will draw me in more than the pure athleticism. Yeah. Although it's great to watch those guys do their thing, but it's always like being the.
We were saying this quickly in the car on the way down. We were saying we're talking about like moves and like how this day and age that like there's so many amazing moves that guys can pull off that I think a lot of guys try and just copy those moves, thinking, then I'll get it. But they forget that it's them that people need to be invested in, not the move, because they've seen the move, they've seen every variation of the move. We were talking about the RKO and how that has been a popular move since Diamond Dallas Page was using it in WCW, and people use it. And the audience always kind of thinks, oh, and like, you'll always get a kid or a few kids that are like, oh, RKO, and you can tease it. And there is a payoff to it, but at the same time, that's not doing anything for your development as a performer. It's not doing anything for your character because you're just teasing a move that's already established by someone else, and it's just kind of make it your own somehow. Add something to it, or like portray yourself over it. Like my finish is a dick punch. I literally just punch someone in the dick, and it's simple, basic, but it works. It works as a face. It works as a heel. It gets a laugh as a face, and as a heel, it's just like, oh, mate, what would you do? Why would you
not
dick punch?
Dick.
Yeah, like not in the dick, like that. It's like a full-on little bitch move.
Yeah. So that's the last question. Have you got any letters on social media or have any gimmick pages, anything like that?
I think I'm Assassin Sports. UK Sports Entertainer, aren't I?
Yeah, Assassin UK Sports Entertainer. He said he's going to be making a MarvelAss page, but he hasn't done it. It's been a few months in the making. You've also got Twitter. He's at AssassinIOD.
Yep.
And then Facebook, Assassin UK Sports Entertainer. I don't have Twitter. I've only got my personal Facebook, and don't add me because I won't accept you.
Right. So you don't have any.
No, I don't.
It'll be handled through the MarvelAss one. When that
once the MarvelAss one's done, it'll be all through that. But yeah, don't add my personal one because I don't. If I don't know you, I'm not going to. Because I don't want it. Yeah, basically.
Why can't people just be nice?
Basically, just leave me alone.
When the MarvelAss page gets created, I'll put it in the link.
Cheers,
video.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate that.
You just can follow them. So I hope you have enjoyed being on.
Very much so.
It's been nice.
Be back anytime.
Yeah, I'll have you on again, definitely.
Cool.
Loads of stuff we didn't cover.
Lovely stuff.
And I hope everyone enjoyed watching it, listening to it, should I say.
Just put a picture of me up so they can enjoy watching it.
Yeah.
Right.
I put a bit of,
ridiculously photogenic.
Yeah,
it'll work.
Just enjoy it. Take it in through your eyes. Let it filter down to your heart and just put it where you keep special things.
And I just want to quickly say, because we never got it out, and I don't think we don't really get it out there as enough.
My phone number.
We are
sorry.
the Brothers of Seduction,
yes,
as well as MarvelAss. Just to chuck it out there, in case someone nicks it. So,
anything else you want to leave them with? Anything you want to?
No, just thanks for having us. It's nice to just sit and chat.
I like women of a certain carriage. If they want to just drop a message in, that's champion. And pictures are always well accepted.
I hope we haven't.
Sort of blog, you know.
Hope
I mean, I'm not wanting to put them off. I'm not encouraging it.
Starting to get a bit desperate, mate.
But I'm not wanting to. I'm not wanting to put them off. You know what I mean?
And I just hope we haven't offended anyone. If we have, or if we've talked about things that are.
Sorry if we have.
If you have, Sass reckons you can burn. I'll offer my apologies.
I mean, I reckon Malaga will be happy.
Yeah, I hope I haven't offended anybody. I mean, I'm not bothered about Jose, but I hope I haven't offended anybody that's like a real
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we're going to have a budget Inferno match at main event. MarvelAss versus...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You best stop this now, he's getting angry.
Right. Right, well, I hope you all enjoyed the podcast. I'm sure we'll have them on again. Make sure to stay tuned to all the Facebook, YouTube, everything. See. Alright guys, just before you go, I just want to say a big thank you to Shield Pro Wrestling and Cheetah Community Centre. Shield Pro Wrestling allowed me to record the interview with Assassin and Lucas Marvel today, and they let us do it during one of their shows, which obviously they didn't have to do, but it means a lot. Also, Cheetah Community Centre let me use one of the rooms in the venue, so once again, thank you to them. Like I say, Shield Pro Wrestling, they run shows like Cheetah Eat every month, usually on the later end of the month. So make sure you go and check them out. You can check them out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. And if you ever want to train to be a wrestler, Shield Pro Wrestling run training on Sundays at 11 o'clock till 5 o'clock. So yeah, if you want to learn how to be a wrestler, they're a good place to go to. Like I say, go check out the shows. Once again, thank you to Lucas Marvel and Assassin. Means a lot them coming on the show. We're gonna have another episode up next week, so make sure you stay tuned to all the pages. And until next time, see you later. Bye.